this is Derek with Tech and Ministry. I want to do a little bit about the iPhone 7 that I purchased. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an unboxing video that I did the day I got the phone. It's been a little over 2 weeks now that I've had my phone, and I've used it in a couple use case scenarios, and I recorded just a real quick clip of the unboxing. And so we're going to start off today with that unboxing. And so why don't we do that right now? I have another unboxing for us today, and it is the Apple iPhone 7, and it is in the black color. I decided I didn't want to try the jet black, but I thought I would do the black color, and I was able to get that on pre-order day. Got it pre-ordered, and it actually came on the 16th, Friday, via UPS right to my house. And so here it is, and we're going to do a quick unboxing video of this phone. So let me get this tilted down and we will do an unboxing. Alright, so here we have this kind of new way of doing things. There's a little tab here, and you just pull on the tab and it opens the plastic. So that's kind of a different way of doing things, as I remember from some of the other ones. But here it is, and here we go. So there's the top of the box, and now we have paperwork in the top. So that's this here, and just the traditional paperwork that we normally get, some information about it, welcome to iPhone, some Apple logos and such like. And then we have the phone, so here's a little tab to pull it out. And then we also have the items here in the bottom. So here is your charger. Here is how they're packaging the earpods now. There we go. And of course, you have a cord there in the box. Those earpods are supposed to have, well, first here's the adapter. So if you pull this out, there's the little adapter. So that's the adapter that we need, lightning to traditional headphones. And then, oh, let me see here. I'd like to not rip open the packaging if I can do that. There we go. And there it is. The lightning earpods. So there it is. That's the unboxing of the new iPhone. And let's see, let's take this off. Very beautiful, beautiful phone, I think. There's the back. Try to get some good lighting on it for you. There we go. The bigger camera. And the front. Anyhow, the new button here, and it's not that you can't push it, it's just a part of the screen now. And but anyhow, very nice looking phone. All right, so we unboxed that iPhone 7. We're going to fire it up, see how it works, get our data transferred over. We're actually headed off on a quick trip, my wife and I, and so I will take this along on the trip and give it a good trial run, and then hopefully in maybe a few weeks or so I will come back and we'll do a review video on what I think of the iPhone 7. All right, well, there we are. Unboxed the phone, and actually, as I mentioned in that video, we left that night and drove to the western part of the state and caught a flight and flew into Florida. My wife and I flew down to Florida, spent some time, 4 days down there. And while we were down there, we were able to do a couple things. But first, let me say that flying in that evening, we flew into Orlando. And as we were coming around, I was recording some on the on my phone, on my iPhone 7. I was recording a little bit of the night scene, and it's nothing great necessarily. We're up in the air, you're looking down over on to the lights of the city. But on the other hand, it seems to me like I remember trying some night shots of a city about a year ago on my 6S, and it didn't turn out real well. So I just want to play a little clip here of what I took as we were getting ready to land in Orlando, kind of let you see a night scene. So let's play that clip right here. So in the long run, I was kind of impressed, though it may not be high quality. I thought it turned out fairly good for a night scene shot. We landed there on Saturday night, spent some time in ministry on Sunday, and then Monday headed over to an aquarium, and then on Tuesday we went to a fort and then on over to the ocean. So we were over at the Atlantic Ocean. One of the things that everybody's been talking about is the waterproofing, and no, I didn't go diving with it or swimming with it necessarily, but I did take a video clip, and I don't use a case. I know a lot of people will tell me I should use a case, but I don't use a case, so I just have the bare iPhone. And so I did shoot some video of the waves, and I have a video clip here that I would like you to see when it comes to this idea of water resistance. So let me play this video clip for you. All right, I think that's kind of neat how the water pours over top of it and shows some of the basic water resistance, because here I am a week or so later, 2 weeks later, and I am recording on this phone and it's doing fine. So the water resistance is definitely there. I would have never done that with my 6S. In fact, we were at the ocean earlier this summer and I had my 6S, and I had it in what I called my death grip because I was out in the water a little bit with it and wanted to make sure it didn't get wet, where with this phone I don't have to worry about that, and that's very, very nice. So another thing I found while I was at the ocean, I was recording a little bit on both the front camera and the back camera. I did not remember that there was some discussion about image stabilization on the back camera. It just didn't cross my mind, and so we got back to the motel and I was going through the footage that I captured, and to my surprise, I found this footage from the rear-facing camera, to be extremely stable, and considering what I was doing to get the footage, I was shocked. Now, let me first show you some footage from the front-facing camera, which is what I'm recording on today, but I'm on a tripod. This was handheld, and it'll be very obvious that it was handheld as we were walking on the seashore. So let me just put a little clip in there. I want you to watch the background, and you will see that the background is moving as I'm walking. It's just part of that process. So here's that little clip. So here we are at the Atlantic Ocean. We are just right across from the Air Force Base, Patrick Air Force Base. All right, nothing new there, right? We're used to that look, that no image stabilization. And so earlier in the day, I was making some comments to my wife about recording her, and I whipped out my phone and started recording her from the rear-facing camera. While I'm recording, I am walking beside her at first. I eventually turned my body, and so that I'm walking backwards, facing her, but walking backwards. And as I'm walking backwards, I'm actually walking faster than her to try to get ahead of her, and you'll see that in this clip. And then I slow down, she comes up beside me, I turn, and she goes away. But the whole time I'm walking, I don't stand still. Now I want you to watch this clip and check out the background. You will see that this optical image stabilization is definitely working. I'm very impressed with it. So here's that clip. Let me show you that. All right, well, I'm very excited about the image stabilization. This is something I do for work all the time, and so I am looking forward to using this camera. I actually purchased a gimbal to be able to use with like a GoPro type camera to be able to get those kinds of shots, and they still weren't that good. And so I'm very excited about using this camera for what I do. The image stabilization is going to be something that I'm going to use all the time from that rear camera, and I'm very excited about that. All right, so one of the topics that has been discussed all over the internet is this idea of no headphone jack. So, do I miss the headphone jack? 2 weeks into having this phone, do I miss the headphone jack? Well, at the risk of being called an Apple fanboy, and that's not why I'm responding this way, but I'll just have to be honest with you, I don't miss it that much. I am not somebody that has a special pair of headphones that I have invested a lot of money in, and this is all I listen to on, and so therefore I need this adapter or whatever. I use the earphones that came with the iPhone. I find them sufficient for what I do. I watch a few YouTube videos, listen to some music on my phone. I usually do one of those two, and sometimes both on a daily basis, but I have not really found where I am missing that headphone jack. Have there been times that I wanted to charge and listen at the same time? There's been a few times, but I'll be honest with you, I have Apple's dock, and I have not plugged it into the dock and then plugged my headphones in to be able to listen to something while I was charging. It's maybe a little bit of a lifestyle adjustment or whatever to some extent, small, but thus far I have not found myself missing that headphone jack or headphone port. So anyhow, that's my update on that. And I don't know, there's lots of others who seem to be missing it pretty well, but for me, it's not been a big deal. I'm hoping to do some kind of Bluetooth earphones, whether they are the AirPods or whether they're something else, I don't know. But I hope to do some kind of Bluetooth headphones and experiment with that side of things a little bit. But for now, at this point, 2 weeks in anyhow, I am not missing that headphone jack, at least very much. Well, that should be the update. We talked about the fact that, well, I showed the unboxing, and then we moved to the night shot, which would have been on the camera, and then I also talked about the optical image stabilization, and was very impressed with the image stabilization that came from this camera. And then just wanted to talk a little bit about the headphone jack and those kinds of things. So thus far, very pleased with the iPhone 7, and looking forward to checking it out for a few more months and seeing how well it does in some of the other areas. I'm sure I'll probably do another update on the iPhone 7 eventually, but I'm going to give it some time yet to be able to try out some of the other features and let you know what I think of them. Thus far, I'm very pleased with iOS 10 as well. Taking a little bit of time to get used to the no slide to unlock. I know I can reset that and set that back up, but I'm getting used to it, and I actually like how fast iOS 10 is. Things seem to be working very well, and so I'm looking forward to continuing to use this software in this phone and seeing how it works for me. Once again, this is Derek with Tech and Ministry. I hope you have a wonderful day.